Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. It's Wednesday, May 2nd. This is going to be a fun video. It's going to be all about Marjorie Taylor Greene. Now, last time I did a Marjorie Taylor Greene video, the YouTube algorithm sent it over to the MAGA side of YouTube. If you are a MAGA supporter, you probably don't want to watch this video. You'll be triggered by it. I understand. Somebody might have a different opinion than you and you don't want to hear their opinion. That's fine. You've been warned. You can turn off. You can go watch something else. You don't have to watch this video. However, if you want to see what some libtard somewhere is going to say about Marjorie Taylor Greene, feel free to stick around. I do ask that you keep an open mind, and I might say some things you don't like. You know what? Put a pin in it, because maybe if I tell you something that comes to pass in the future, you might actually consider looking at things through a different outlook. Okay? A different perspective. Something more than what you're getting in right-wing news media. Again, you don't have to stay. Okay, so I've wasted 1 minute of this video with a PSA. Now, for everybody else who's interested, I recently put up a video about Kevin McCarthy and the debt ceiling and the budget. And in that reading, I had this epiphany that Kevin McCarthy was going to lose the House speakership over this, which then prompted some comments wondering if Marjorie Taylor Greene would be the House Speaker. MAGA people, if you're still here, are you interested? Okay, so that's one question I want to ask. The other hot rumor is that Marjorie Taylor Greene wants to be Trump's vice president. And she certainly greases the wheel, as it were, by complimenting the living bejesus out of that guy. So, okay, so first off, let's find out just real quick, so quick four-carders. Does Marjorie Taylor Greene, if Kevin McCarthy is no longer the House Speaker, does Marjorie Taylor Greene want to be the Speaker of the House? I'd say yeah. And it was actually, is this reversed? Yeah, so we got the Justice card coming out. So, yeah, I think she wants to be if not the head of the House, she wants to be head of the Justice Department. No, I think, yeah, she wants to be head. Let's see what we've got there. Why are these cards coming out upside down? Am I just flipping them? No. Yeah, they're just all upside down. Here we go. Okay, so what do we have? Does she want to be the Speaker of the House? I would say yeah, but there's probably, actually, she does. But here's the thing. This reading's skipping ahead. I was going to ask if she wants to be it first, and then I was going to ask what was going to happen. God. Maybe it's one and the same. Okay, we'll read this as if she wanted it. Yeah, she would be the Speaker of the House. She would do it in a second. And then she would find out the nightmare that is being the Speaker of the House. Now, I think she'd want to go in. I'm going to read this for her first, then I'm going to read the actual response because they're both the same cards. She would go in as a Speaker of the House, and she would want to be a nightmare to anybody who didn't support her or Donald Trump. Okay? And people would celebrate her because she's going to come in and kick butt, and the butt kicking will be fast and furious, and it's going to be out of control type of thing. She'll be a juggernaut. There's no stopping her, and she would cause the House to really shift its principles. It would be a completely different House than it is now. That's what she wants. But the cards are showing the other side of the story too. Let's say she were to get in. Is she going to get in? No. Why not? The Justice Department's coming for her. Why? I don't know. January 6th? I think she wants it, but justice is not going to allow for it. And her troubles are just beginning because she's done all this stuff to herself. These are choices that she made in her career, likely January 6th trials. Now, here's the celebration. This is, I think, people celebrating that seems to be a little bit of justice coming for one of the most outspoken people. Now, mind you, she's been with Hunter Biden and the Biden family releasing secrets that she got from the Treasury Department and releasing things that she's learned from. Is she on the Intelligence Committee? She's on another committee, and she's releasing secrets to people. So she's doing it to herself. So basically, there's a celebration of people about her downfall. About, here's people celebrating the justice coming for Marjorie Taylor Greene, and it's coming. It may not be coming quickly, but it's definitely coming. It's grinding along, and she will be a willing sacrifice. She will be, she'll be thrown under the bus like the rest of them. Okay, so that's that's the Speaker of the House thing. Okay, so Spirit, if you just work with me here, I just want to find out, does she also, if she can't get the Speaker of the House, maybe you can do it too. If she's not the Speaker of the House and she becomes Trump's running mate, what's going to happen? Now, it should be the same cards, right? Unless somehow getting to be Trump's running mate prevents her from, shields her from something from the Justice Department. I don't know. Shuffle these cards a little bit. Now, does she want to be Trump's vice president running mate? That card was wanting to pop up, but I'm not going to look at it right now. There we go. That's the one that wants to come up. Okay, forget it. We got it. So this card popped up, and yeah, I think she thinks she'd look pretty good as the 9 of coins there. If she was Trump's running mate, she'd have it made in the shade. Now, she'd be this, elegant is not the word I would use to describe her. Think of her as like, being a nobility at this point. She would have wealth and power and money, and she would be like your queen. Maybe that's more like, she would want to be the queen. She'd want to be nobility. She absolutely wants that. She sees all the wonderful trappings of being the vice president. You know what they say, a bird in the hands worth 2 in the bush. Okay. And then we've got the Lover's card. Am I upside down again? Oh, good Lord. The 3 of Pentacles and the 6 of Swords. And then underneath, again, is the Hanged Man. So if she were the vice president, she would be looking at all the trappings of that position. Why? Because there's a lot of money and backroom deals that can be made that's going to enrich her greatly. She thinks that, she'll get into all sorts of agreements. She and Trump would be fantastic together. Since if Trump were reelected, he would basically install himself as president for life or something along those lines. And she sees, them working together, and she would basically be the first female president for life in this country. And she can leave, basically leave the peasant way behind as she moves towards nobility. And again, were she in there, she would fundamentally change the government. What's really going to happen is they're going to start looking at her finances. And they're going to say, you're what you've been claiming. It's almost like an audit. Kind of like how they got Capone. They got him on tax fraud. They're going to start looking at her finances and finding out all the shady stuff that she's been doing. And some of it, I'm sure, is not on, most of it not on the up and up. Some of it's probably illegal. And then they will be able to talk to people and find out what she's been up to, and they'll spill the beans. And then she's going to have to go away. Probably resign her position, or leave the campaign, or something's going to happen where she's removed from public life. And again, she's going to be thrown under the bus. The willing sacrifice on that one. So don't be afraid of Marjorie Taylor Greene trying to become the Speaker of the House. Don't be afraid of her trying to be Trump's running mate, because it's not going to work out the way she wants it to. It's going to work out about exactly the opposite. Okay. last reading on this one. And again, if you're still here and you're a MAGA supporter, you know, I've told you what she wants, and I told you what I think is going to happen using the same cards. One's just a higher energy, one's a lower energy. You might think I'm wrong. You can believe the other one if you like, but remember this. Put a pin in it. If it comes to pass and it plays out that way, be open-minded on things, okay? That's all I ask. And if you leave stupid comments, I'm just going to delete them. You're an idiot. You're stupid. Yeah, that's really intelligent. You can engage me. I'll engage you with a conversation in debate. I'm okay with that. Okay, I'm getting a field. What do I want? Basically, what is Marjorie Taylor Greene's current mindset with her political future? How about that? What is her current mindset with her political future? Nothing's really jumping out, so we'll just do the cold read. Here we go. We're going to do a 6-carder on this one. She feels like she's trapped. She's stuck. So what do we got going on here? I'm just looking to see what's... And then underneath it, we've got the Emperor. I think Jack Smith is coming, and she's feeling stuck. It's like, I just read a story that her war chest, her campaign fund's down to like below $1 million, and she spent $1.5 million last month. So she's also running tight on cash, but she's stuck. She's feeling trapped, but it's something she's done to herself. Again, the 8 of Swords. This person's not actually tied to the swords. They can untie themselves. They can cut their bonds on the swords. They can take off the blindfold and get out of that situation. But if you don't want to, if you're going to victimize yourself or not leave that situation, well, then you're going to have to deal with it. And we're going to cross that with the Page of Pentacles. And this is the messaging, but it's also trying to get money. Got it. She can't... She wants to move on, but doesn't feel she can because she doesn't have the cash behind her to get her message across. You need to constantly fundraise, which is why she says so many outrageous things, because she's always trying to fundraise off of it. And maybe the fundraising's starting to dry up on her, and she's feeling stuck. And feeling stuck is preventing her from seeking out more ambitious political goals. In the past is the sun, the exposure, the truth. Now, she is not exactly she's very, very loose with the truth. But I think what's happening is people are starting to see her for who she is. I mean, not that we haven't seen it, but I think some people are seeing her for who she is. And also, here's an interesting one. You've got the sunflowers in here. You've got the sun card. Maybe this is meaning somewhere in the summertime, some stories are starting to come out about her that are not flattering. Certainly, she's not supporting the U.S. Funding the war in Ukraine. And the sunflowers could also represent Ukraine, because we've got some sassy Ukrainian older women telling the young Russian soldiers back when the war started to put some sunflower seeds in their pocket, so when they die, something nice will grow out of their corpse. Man, don't mess with the Ukrainian nanas, man. I tell you what, those are some tough old ladies. Current situation. Money. Current situation is she's trying to raise money. She's trying to gather up as much money as she can. I know she just recently got divorced from her husband. And in that reading that I did, and that was like 6 weeks ago or more, money was also, they were protecting money. They were doing things to protect their funding. So right now she's trying to raise money, but I think she's also trying to cement her legacy. And if Trump were to become president of the United States and she were the VP, Trump would install himself as a dictator. He would try and work out some way where he would be president for life, and then she would try and put herself as vice president for life, and then take over for him when he dies and become president for life. It won't work. Welcome to the United States. But, okay. What's overarching? Here's Jack Smith again. There's the Hierophant, the government, and the government's coming. She is stuck because of money, and it's stuff that she's done, either fundraising for her government position or once in government, and I think the truth is coming out, and this man is going to come for her. Lesson to be learned: Knight of Cups, false friends, going forward with an offer. Part of it is, Johnny refers to this as the fake knight. She goes forward with very emotional messages to people, and she plays on their heartstrings and then fundraises off that. And even folks in committees claim that she's two-faced. She's one thing when the cameras are on, and she's another thing when the cameras are off. But this could be someone coming to her with an offer of, work with the government and we'll go easier on you. But I think this is more, she's out there peddling falsehoods and basically lies. And it's coming back to bite her. Because the Hierophant's overseeing this whole thing. It's the overarching energy and the energy underneath. This whole thing, it's like she's trapped in a bubble. And maybe the Knight of Cups is also her trying to figure out a way out. And I don't think she's figured out a way out of this. So, when we get the Star card, what does that mean? Well, it could mean that she dances out of it and becomes the Speaker of the House, or even the Vice President for life. I'm not buying that for a second, but if you want to believe that, go for it. I think you could say that her star has fallen. That's probably a reasonable assessment. She's in the House. She has to be reelected every 2 years, and her district is actually rather gerrymandered. But if anybody goes forward, a Democrat who's a reasonable person and can run, he can knock her star right out. And I think she had a fairly decent challenge. I don't know how well challenged she was in her district. I don't think she was. It was Boebert that was challenged. I think her star is falling, basically. I think this is also the calm after the storm. But I think in the end of the day, her star is going to fall. Or she could be a star witness if she wants to take an offer to work with the Justice Department. She could end up being a star witness, especially if she spills all the tea as to what went on. Jack Smith is underneath all of it. Okay. Last one. What's going to happen with Marjorie Taylor Greene? This is what she was wanting. This is how she's feeling. What's going to actually happen to her? For entertainment purposes only, if I haven't said that. Okay, so if my MAGA folks are still here, keep an eye out. We're going to get the Georgia election stuff soon, but I think more for Marjorie Taylor Greene, I'm worried a little bit more about the January 6th stuff for her. And you should be too. Okay. Last one. What's going to happen with Marjorie Taylor Greene? And yes, I'm biased. She does not put off positive energy. She puts off negative, low energy type stuff. So the cards tend to be read in a low energy manner because she's not a very enlightened higher soul. At least not in this lifetime, not the role she's playing in this lifetime. She can make changes and she can become enlightened, but she hasn't done it yet, and I'm suspecting it's a little bit too late for her now. Die is cast. She's played her role, and then we'll see what happens. All right. What's going to happen with Marjorie Taylor Greene? Bye-bye. She's done. Done. We'll make that a 4-carder. That was coming up upside down. Are all my cards upside down again? No, they're right side up. So it's just showing the Nine of Pentacles, but it was reversed. The Argy-Bargy card. And the wedding card. How interesting. And then underneath are the agreements. Okay, so what's going to happen here? She's done. Her career's over. Her career is over. Something happens that ends it. Now, this could be due to agreements that she made with other people, or this... yeah, I'm trying to think. If she turns state's evidence, this could be her working with the state, coming to an agreement with the state, like a plea deal. And if she comes up with a plea deal, her career is done. The MAGA people will view her as a traitor. But she would do it to keep herself out of prison. Otherwise, this is about the contracts, the agreements that she made and who she tied herself to on this one. Underneath it, a lot of squabbling, a lot of fighting, a lot of arguing, and her general demeanor when she's in Congress, how she just doesn't get along. She's ready to fight anyone at any time, shouting at the president during the State of the Union speeches and just stuff like that. Just classless stuff. Now, this came up reverse. This is Nine of Pentacles. This is a classy lady. This ain't no classy lady. She wants to be this, but she's really this. And, I believe the term that they used for Donald Trump, which would probably fit for her too, is white trash with money. And that's what she is. Yeah, she might come away with money, but she's got no class. And there's a wedding card here. Maybe she gets married, but on the low energy, this is my don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. So I think what's going to happen is her career's over. There's going to be a lot of fighting and turmoil, and she's going to be losing all sorts of wealth that she's accumulated, and they're going to kick her butt on the way out the door. Why? Because of the agreements that she's made. Again, if she plea deals, she probably has to surrender a bunch of money to prevent from going to prison in fines. You're not going to get jail time, you're not going to get prison time, but you're going to pay off a lot of money and you're going to go back to being poor. But you stay out of jail. And if she doesn't do the plea deal and she goes what she wants, she's just going to be out of Congress and she'll be destitute as well. Okay, so this is a longer video. My apologies. But if you've got a lot of concern or anxiety involving Marjorie Taylor Greene, just don't. Just don't. I know she's loud, but there's nothing behind it. There's no substance behind that person. And as much as she wants that political power, she's hitched herself up to a losing team. So when you hear her screaming and shouting, don't get worked up about it. Just recognize that empty cans rattle a lot, and that's just what her trademark is. That argy-bargy card. That's just what she does. She tries to create turmoil. But it's not working. She doesn't have the ability to unite people. She couldn't be the Speaker of the House because she can't unite people. She can't build relationships. She only tears things down. She isolates people. That's what she does because she's a bully. Now, could she be the vice president? No. Who's going to vote for her? Anybody voting for her is already voting for Trump. Anybody voting for Trump would probably vote for her as VP and they would like it, and they'll get 25, 30% of the vote. A lot of people would forget to vote for president. A lot of Republicans would forget to vote for president. Certainly enough to cause a lot of swing states to go blue. Just like what happened in 2020, a lot of people who voted for Republican senators and Republican congresspeople forgot to vote for the Republican president, which is why he lost those states. Arizona, Georgia, and other states like that. That's what will happen. So take a breath, let it go, and understand that she too will pass and will become just an irrelevant footnote in history. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video, this now very long video. I'll do some more throws and find out what's going on with other topics of the day. I hope you enjoyed it, and if so, give it a thumbs up and do all the fun YouTube-y stuff, and I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.